Alrighty, there we go. Hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. CPI came out today. We got PPI coming out in a few days here. Bitcoin's up, altcoins are up even higher. A lot of good news came out today. Some kind of like okay news, but nothing I would say that's ultimately terrible, right? So for you guys today, I did get a little bit of a cigar so we can smoke and chill. Sorry I've been out of like commission for the last week as far as streaming's been concerned. I started some new ADHD medication and it basically knocks me out, so I had to stop taking it, and I'm just taking another form I have. But basically, as soon as I took this stuff, I was just sleepy, which was no good because by the time it came around to streaming, didn't really work out too well. So we're gonna smoke a cigar here very fast, and then I don't have any treats for Loki right now because he just got a few treats. But what I can do here is cut this cigar, and while I cut this cigar, I may be able to. Let's see. There you go. That's a nice cut. I may run to get Loki a treat very fast. So hold off for a second for me. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So let me hide my face for just a second. There you go. You can see the fake background. Ugh. And there we go. All right, so let me put my head back up here very fast. See how that's rocking and rolling. Move this over, and boom, there we are. Okay, now I can actually give Loki a treat here. He's been outside all day playing, getting hosed down and whatnot, but he's been overheating a little bit, so he's not allowed outside anymore today. Well, that wasn't very nice. So happy to see all of you guys in here. As far as what we're going to be doing today, Bitcoin technical analysis, checking out the rest of the tokens and looking at our portfolios to see how they're performing right now. Some things are up, some things are down, as you guys might imagine, but overall, I think the portfolio should be fairly good. I haven't had a chance to check on them just yet. One, two, three, four, five pieces of news and information from CNBC, and two from Cointelegraph, which should open things up for us a little bit more. So let's get started over here with me lighting up this stick very fast. I do have a cedar stick, but I feel like it'd be so much easier just to freaking torch this thing and get it over with. So we're going to go with the torch today, unless this starts to run out or something like that. Not too bad. I haven't tried this cigar before. It's called a Fredrickson, named after a cigar shop's, I believe, grandfather, I think. Yeah, not bad. All right. Let's go over here. Move that aside. So, as far as Bitcoin's concerned, let me get that over just a little bit. Oh, there's a glitch right there. That's what it is. That's a glitch right there. Okay, I see. There we go. A little bit more over here. Gotta get back into the rhythm of things, right? So as far as Bitcoin's concerned, week over week, we still are good. We talked about this last week, but again, momentum is still on our side as far as the weekly charts. Sure, it's a little bit more choppy, but it's 50-50, and the MACD usually kind of splits the tiebreaker there. So things are still looking good. Our next level of resistance is still going to be that $123,000 mark, or really just closing above $122,000. That seems to be the difficult part right now. But, you know, you zoom out a little bit, we're still on our way up here. It appears to 175,000, not 275,000. I would expect us to hit more resistance. It seems like we're not going to have anything similar to the parabolic run we had back over here in 2020 and 2021. It seems like that's over. What's happening right now is nice large moves that last for maybe about 3 weeks to a month, and then we consolidate for a while, and then we have to rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing here for the next few days, next few weeks and stuff like that. It's just basically buying up assets to play that longer move here. One of the interesting things is Bitcoin dominance is actually breaking down even more. Bounced off support, bounced off the 50-day moving average, 50-week moving average, and now coming back down, which kind of symbolizes we are going to be looking at something of a death cross happening here, maybe over the next 3-4 months, right? And you can see right here, the last time we had a golden cross, there's two of them, death cross, a little bit of a downward move happened afterwards, and then we had another nasty move that happened right over there. But this kind of all happened before that cross. Oh, no, it was still going down. Yeah, so That's kind of good to see here. The golden crosses don't really mean as much here for whatever reason, but usually, gold crosses are good. Death crosses are bad. I would probably say that same thing for everybody here. But look at that. We're still moving down, which I think is a good thing. The move down is primarily... It's primarily because of Ethereum. We talked about the Ethereum breakout a few weeks ago. It barely held on, and all of a sudden it's been chugging and chugging and chugging and breaking, I think, yearly highs here. Yeah, we haven't been this high since, March of 2024. So Ethereum is pretty close to all-time highs after all that waiting we've been through here, which is good because we added that to a couple of our watch lists here, didn't we? In one of our portfolios. So we see Ethereum having a good, month over month, week over week type of price action. Solana still consolidating, waiting to see what happens there. Dogecoin still consolidating. Trump still bleh. Melania bleh. Feel kind of meh across the board here because everything already ran up a few weeks ago, and now a lot of stuff is still consolidating. Despite it being like this whiff right here on the daily chart is up 8% today, right? Doesn't look like it, but it is. This thing has been all over the place. So if you guys want to buy, you guys have to buy when it's low, sell when it's high. And again, even though you guys might have bought right here or something like that, you could still be up around 12%, especially if you guys are willing to wait a little bit longer and wait for some of those rate cuts to get us some good news there. That's a really big thing going forward. All right, now let me move this over a little bit here. There we are. Okay, so as far as the portfolios and the rest of the market, the main portfolio, that one's up around 5% today, and I think that's mostly because of Bitcoin going up or Ethereum or something like that. I don't know. The group portfolio that we made together, though, that one is currently up 29%, or over today around 3.11%, or about $39, right? Remember, we started this one with $1,008, and now we're all the way up to $1,300. That is a massive increase in just about a month and a half here. That is a very good return on your investment. Now, the way everything else is kind of coming along here, probably best to go this way, right? Yeah, there we go. That works out. Look at this. So Bitcoin's up 14% since we bought, right? Kronos is up 80%. Ethereum is now up 82%. SEI is up 80. XRP is up 50. BNB is up 30. Pepe's up 17, 18. Dogecoin's up 40, Solana's up 30, Hyperliquid's up 15, 14, and then Bubble Maps is down 30, and Official Trump is down 1.5%. I think we're looking pretty good here, guys. I think we're looking pretty darn good. Now, despite all that, you go over here. Last 24 hours, Pump Fund is up 17%, Fartcoin's up 14%, Jasmy's up 13, Aerodome Finance is up 13, right? Really solid moves there. And if you go back over here and you check out the Fartcoin Mania, that one is still down despite us being up a lot a while ago, right? Last 90 days, we bought down here. We were way high. We went from $389 all the way to about $600. That's crazy. And then we went all the way back down here to like $299, which was like losing $100, which is absolutely crazy. But if you go to the high risk portfolio here, let me go. Aerodome Finance is up 57% since we bought it. Live Pier is now up a little bit. Maple Syrup is still down 13%. And what's the other one at? Wallace is up. Okay, Pepe on Tron's up down a little bit. Nero on Ethereum, that one's down a little bit. So we're looking pretty good. Even Floki's up 46%. So I do like what I'm seeing here across the market. Now, as far as the news is concerned, S&P 500 hits record high as CPI report gives the Fed a green light to cut rates. That's basically everything we're talking about here today, right? And hey, Liminal, okay, hopefully I said your name properly. Institutions do want your crypto wallet, which is why they keep on trying to shake everybody out, but it's just not enough, Shaking out is not going to do it these days because everybody's been shaken out plenty of times before. The new investors, sure, but how much money do the new investors really have? Nah, not as much because, it's hard times out there as far as the economy is concerned. All right. So, because of the lower than expected inflation that came out here, and hey, the man on top, happy to see, man. Because of the low inflation data that we had today, as far as the CPI, not the core CPI, but the CPI itself, we had this article come out. Trump threatens Fed chair with major lawsuit, demands interest rate cut. This is not a lawsuit to get him to cut. It's a lawsuit against the Fed for the renovations and them wasting taxpayer money, right? So it's a little bit different, right? And hey, Joseph, we are not in the euphoria stage. I wish we were, but we are not even close to that type of stage. I don't even know if we're going to get it if we don't get a significant amount of rate cuts in a short amount of time. Well, excuse me. Trump is still hounding. And I'm hoping that Jerome Powell will just say, hey, I made a mistake. We should have cut rates a little bit ago, just 25 basis points. And everybody moves on and this really cools off. I think if Jerome Powell does choose to not cut again in September, or is very hawkish during Jackson Hole, which is, the rich people retreat, I do believe that Trump will try to fire him. Which will be crazy, but he may try to do so. We'll see how all that pans out. I already made a video about this, so I'm not going to go down into it too much. But inflation actually wasn't that bad. It actually said that grocery and gasoline prices declined or deflated. That is absolutely insane. I love to see prices come back down, but usually when prices are coming back down, that does not bode well for a good economy here. So, yeah. Powell can pay a tax like what NVIDIA did. I mean, it worked, Somebody just, again, it's a lot of people in government that all have egos. Trump has an ego. Jerome Powell has an ego. J.D. Vance has an ego. They all just have egos. But, I don't even say this. Somebody has to be right. And at this point, it appears that Trump is correct and Jerome Powell is wrong, which is absolutely insane because Trump is not the expert here on financial policy. Jerome Powell is supposed to be. And for Trump to be winning such a major argument in real time over the course of months, it's like chipping away at all of the credibility that the Fed had, because they keep on saying, well, this is going to be. Remember, Jerome Powell said something to the effect of like, there will be pain, prepare for pain, all type of crazy stuff. And the market freaked out over it. And all of a sudden, if you would have sold off of his crazy talk, you lose now on some good returns over the last few months. So it's just one of those things we have to get used to here. And again, it's not like the institutionalists are bad people. It's just that they make mistakes like everybody else, but they just can't acknowledge it, right? Which sucks, because I like them. They're doing work that needs to be done, unless it's the tax guys, And hey, Mattis, happy to see you. Tricks, Trump's a wobbler. Wait, Trump being a wobbler is why I was so surprised that the Fed and all the talking heads were like, oh my God, the economy is going to crash. Because before he did the Liberation Day tariffs, we had done tariffs so many times when it came to Mexico and Canada. Even in his first term, and it always backtracked, right? It always got us something. They negotiated something on top of it, and everything was fine. It's just not going to happen again, right? And hey again, Mattis, happy to see you in here. Sorry, I've been out of commission for a little bit. I'm back in here to hopefully we'll start streaming them daily at 4 p.m. again. They have a big ego. Do you think Powell will be worried to fight and just capitulate? I think that Jerome Powell won't look at it as capitulating, but the American people will. And I think that's primarily because he's been wrong a number of times here. The first one always is the transitory, right? He rose interest rates too fast because he said that inflation was going to be very small and it wasn't going to be that big. All of a sudden prices get crazy, yada, yada, yada. But I think he'll come out and just say, we have seen cooling off in the labor market and we feel it's appropriate to do a 25 basis point rate cut. Inflation still remains elevated, but our priority right now is going to be yada, 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 the jobs market, right? And then he may say something to the effect in September of, we only plan for one rate cut. This is not how he's going to phrase it, but he'll say it like this. We only plan for one and we're going to have to wait and see how inflation does and how the job market does down the road. But people... And the reason why Trump keeps on calling him too late and why everybody's kind of worried is this. Hold on. Got Gemini up here. Hello, Michael. So how long does it take a rate cut to hit the economy in full? All right, like this. So economists generally agree that it can take anywhere from 6 to 24 months for the rate cut to fully work its way through the economy. Now, there are certain things that happen immediately. Don't get me wrong. Make sure I'm not running over Loki. But if we're late, if he's a couple months late, that pain happens in 2026. The pain doesn't happen this year, right? So we're trying to make sure that 2026 is still going to be a strong, solid year. Have Gemini create a detailed research report on this topic. I've never done that before. I'm just going to click it, and then we're going to go over to the next story, but that's interesting. BlackRock's Rick Reeder says CPI gives the Fed justification for a half-point cut in September. Not a 25 basis point cut, but a 50 basis point cut, which I think is absolutely insane here. Now, do I think we need a 50 basis point cut? Sure, yes, I do. Do I think that Jerome Powell will do it? I don't believe so at all. He's a very proud man. I don't think he's going to do it, even if the economy needs it. But I'm hoping somebody can get into his ear, maybe they already have, saying, hey, your reputation is on the line. You can save the economy at the risk of being labeled a Trump lover because you give in to Trump. Or you can let things deteriorate and keep on holding a rate steady, and then you're blamed for a recession which lasts for a lot longer than just, Trump's lackey, whatever. Trump is probably going to die in the next 10, 15 years, right? I mean, he's not going to be there around, when a lot of us are 15, 20 years older, we're going to remember Trump as somebody who might have changed America for the better or worse. We'll have to see, But after that, he's going to slowly fade away like all the politicians do, right? Trump will keep on tweeting and stuff like that, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a crazy type of thing. And hey, tricks your hedge in the market goes down. I mean, I would expect 2026 to be a great buying opportunity with some big, massive dips. We just have to wait and see what sectors of the economy start to break. Because I think people always have this misconception when we're talking about rate cuts and stuff like that, that it's about Bitcoin going higher or Amazon going higher or Nvidia going higher. And again, they do go higher because of it, right? But altcoins and the small caps in the stock market, they go up so much more. That's why when you go over here to FinViz, and I got to go back to the other transition here. I know I do like this transition. I bought this a long time ago here from like Streamlabs, I think it was. Let's see, here we go. Look at that, all-time highs. Oh, look at all this green right there. Just great, right? Great. But I just want to go to charts so you guys can see like a few charts, right? And then we're going to go to market cap. We're going to go to megas. All right. Apple's been sluggish because they have no innovation, but they've recently had a breakout here. The drug manufacturer, they've been doing good. Well, actually, I should probably just go sector because there you go. Big tech is kind of leading the way right now. Some things like CRM, Salesforce, they're not doing so hot because AI is taking all of their work away from them. Avgo is doing fine. You see a lot more general charts that are going up. IBM is not doing good. I think Trump just called for the firing of their guy. Maybe that was Intel. I'm not entirely sure. Palantir is doing very, very well. I've been holding that for a long time. I sold too much of it a long time ago, which I regret now. These tech ones are usually pretty good. If you start moving over here to... Does it have it in this one? Let's stay with technology. But let's go over here to... There we go. Russell 2000. All right. There's kind of a lot of stuff going on here all over the place. But these are the types of plays that will go parabolic here. Like this one right here is a $581 million market cap. That's the same as an altcoin to me, right? And you can see it spiked over the last few months. From April was as low as $6, maybe $7, $8, and it ran up all the way to 22. Those are good opportunities as well. But these types of low market cap stuff, 776 million, 131 million. These are all altcoins in our eyes, right? C3 AI software, 2.27 billion. This one fell off a rock here. This hurt me. I lost some money on this one. But that's the way earnings are sometimes. AMCR, same type of earnings, bull crapo. But there's so many of them. This is the type of stuff that you really see poof, like go boom here. Now I'm hoping I can make some good money off of that because my Yahoo portfolio is down 10%, 10.36% or $105. Everything is practically red on this freaking screen here. Now these are long-term holds, so that's fine by me. I'm not really worried about it. But like my AI that I just talked about, that one's down 42%. Big Bear AI is down 25. Path is down 16. Pega is down 12. S is down 16. UPST is down 25. PGY is down 6. So I'm gonna have to hold this for a little bit, and that's fine. I only put like $100 in here. That's not gonna, or it's $1,000. Excuse me. It's not gonna kill me. But SoundHound, that one's up 30%, 31% since I bought it. So that's the only blessing in disguise. But I wouldn't really say it's a blessing. It's just kind of like, now we gotta wait and hold a little bit longer, right? All right, there we go. You know, but you can see Bitcoin trying to have a breakout here. I kind of like that movement. And hey, really happy to see my man. Did not sound bullish at all, even though he mentioned rate cuts could happen in September. What do you call? Well, I didn't watch the video, so I don't want to talk for the guy. But what do you call? I'll try to watch it and get back to you tomorrow. Usually on CNBC, there's like so many different types of people that go there. Some people don't answer straightforward questions. Some people do. It's kind of funky. But for him, I mean, we can just read his thing, you know? We expect the Fed to begin cutting rates in September, and it could be justified cutting rates by the 50 basis points. If you're cutting by 50 basis points, that means there's something seriously wrong with the economy, which means if it takes that 6 months, we're going to feel the pain, which means the market will go down, right? We expect the Fed to be cutting rates in September, and it could be justified cutting the funds rate by 50 basis points to get it more aligned with longer-term inflationary expectations and some sort of productivity enhancement we are seeing across multiple industries, right? Let's see. So today's inflation report was a bit stronger than we have seen over the prior few months, but lower than many have feared. And that's because he was talking about core CPI right there that went up to 3.1%. I think the expectations was 0.3%, no, 3% CPI, it went to 3.1%. That's why we're talking about like type of stuff there with the Fed. All right, last thing I think here. Oh, no, we were talking about this. Everything hitting all-time highs, which is a very good thing here. Now, this is what's been pretty interesting as well. Ethereum hit a new multi-year high as Tom Lee's Bitmine plans to buy 20 billion Ethereum. That's crazy. I'm not an Ethereum lover, but I understand the practicality of it and the longevity of it, so I will buy it and hold on to it. That being said, you go over to my portfolio, and you can tell from the time I bought Ethereum, it's up 223%. Well, I bought Solana at the same time, and Solana was up 636%. So I've been much happier with Solana this cycle. But with Tron, you know, it is what it is here, you know. Not Tron, see me Ethereum. It is what it is. I'm going to keep on holding it for a minute. And, you know, part of me really wants to scale out here. This is the monthly chart. Part of me really wants to scale out here. But we'll have to wait and see. That's a huge chunk of the Bitcoin dominance right now, is that Ethereum chart right there. And then Magdi, investors do not like this uncertainty and Trump threatening to sue Powell. If it was an early investor, I'd dump my bags, won't wait. What do you call it? It just depends on how you feel about the overall market. Like, I still think the underlying technicals and fundamentals for big tech is still strong and there. It's mid tech, you know, medium caps and small caps I'm having a real strong issue with, because a lot of those companies typically have a lot of debt, and that debt is extremely expensive right now with those high interest rates. So they're having to like really squeeze their margins in order to pay back that debt, which is unfortunately like, you know, part of running a business. You got to get debt. But what did you say right there? I'm so used to Trump being volatile. Excuse me. I'm just going to keep my holdings here. I don't have too many bags right now. Not There's a few that went bankrupt since I bought them, like STMX, and that's unfortunate, but I'm not getting my money back from that. Um, so I'm just kind of buying some up and seeing where they go. I still think we're looking for some type of miniature altcoin season compared to last time, but the altcoin season will still be really good because of all the altcoins that we're going to be able to buy up, right? There'll be like a few thousand percenters, maybe one that goes like 20, 30, 40,000%. But that's always so hard to guess which one it is, right? And you open up a short position on Bitcoin and Solana, those are going to be some volatile plays right there. And also, we just talked about how core inflation was a little bit hotter than expected, and CPI came out and that was cooler than expected. So that was kind of overall good for us, as you can see by the way the market's just kind of like woo, having a blast right now. But let me stress this. Actually, let me go here. Let me stress this with my fake living room right here. I had my cleaning lady here, so I didn't know if she was going to be back there, so I put up my green screen. So you can kind of see it. Don't want to lose my train of thought on this because it is. Oh, yeah. So on Thursday, we have PPI, which is the business inflation coming out. Business inflation usually transfers over towards CPI because that means that they're paying more money, which means you pay more money because they still want to be, profitable and whatnot. Or greedy, depending on how you look at it, right? But that'll make you a lot of money if you're shorting if it's bad, or it'll lose you a lot of money. So be careful how long you want to hold that, or just have a stop loss like a responsible trader and investor, right? PPI is going to be great. You saw what happened, say, just from the CPI number, right? This is the Dow Jones. Here's the 5-minute chart. Look at that. Boom. Came straight down afterwards, and then we went off to the moon here. Hit another level of resistance. Same one over here. We could see me. Sorry, so much talking makes me burp. We could see the Dow hit another batch of all-time highs here pretty soon. The Dow hasn't hit all-time highs, I believe, since 45.71. Hasn't seen them since December. All right, almost a year. Look at that April Liberation Day. Great buying opportunity for those that took it. The Nasdaq's already hitting all-time highs, so there's nothing we can really do here. Had a nasty bump last week when we were doing all the tariff talks and everything, but what happened? The market just went straight back up. And everybody learned the lesson from over here. Everybody learned the lesson. If we dip, just buy, and eventually it'll make you some good returns. We didn't even get the opportunity to buy this time because there wasn't as much of a China trade war. I believe the news came out yesterday or the day before that the Chinese tariffs are being extended anyway. So we're just seeing a bunch of stuff here. Here's the SPY also hitting all-time highs. Can you believe that this was 2025, right? I mean, this daily chart's 2025 and this is 2022, and that little thing right there is COVID, right? We've come a long way from COVID, an extremely long way from COVID. In certain respects, I wish we had a COVID type of move right here instead of what we had over here in 2022. That took forever for it to happen and took forever for us to get out of. Meanwhile, the tariff battle, right, that took only a few months, right? That was back in February, March, April. That's about 3 months. And by May, we were already rocketing back up to the moon here to all-time highs. Absolutely insane, but you know what? I will take it any day of the week. There we go. Here's Bitcoin's 15 or something like that. There we go. All right, sorry about that. I know I wasn't sharing the charts. In the short term, yeah, definitely have fun with it in the short term. Definitely have fun with the short term. And hey, Tony, happy to see you, my man. I'm doing well. I went out of commission for the last week. I started taking a few different ADHD medications, and one of them just made me drowsy as can be. Drowsy. Like the random points of the day. So I was pretty much like woozing around last week. So I didn't really do anything as far as YouTube. You didn't even see me put out much content. But I'm making more content now. I talked it over with a friend who does a lot of YouTube work and who's very good at it. And what I'm thinking of doing is just doing one really highly edited video a day. I even started paying for Adobe because DaVinci Resolve was giving me crap. If you guys know, I put up a video a couple days ago talking about Trump wants to legalize weed, but every time DaVinci Resolve with this new update, it renders my videos, the sound comes out like really, really bad. So I'm going to give up on that temporarily, and I'm going to go to Adobe. I got all the software I need to. I got all the extensions and stuff I need to, and I'm going to make videos like, what's this guy's channel? Oh man, I wish I remember his channel. I think I might be subscribed to it. Hold on. Hey, Captain. Oh, there we go. So let's go to top ETF to buy. There we go. I think his name is Mayo. Yeah, Joshua Mayo.
Is it on?
There you go. He does a lot of weird passive investing type of videos and stuff like that. They don't make money. But every now and again, he'll do something like a top 5 ETF video or a top 5 stock video, right? Top 6 best growth ETFs for 2025 high yield, right? Now, this is 3 years ago, so it's not appropriate for 2025. But again, that's some of the stuff that he does. So I'm going to do the top 5 crypto tokens. I already have the script laid out. The top 5 AI tokens, the top 5 crypto stocks, whatever. I'm going to have a bunch of top 5s, and I'm going to say I'm going to get 2 of those done a week. And then I'm going to try to do, since I'm only doing videos 5 days a week, I'm going to try to do some news videos where I break down a topic for you guys. I may pay an editor for that one because I don't know how to edit that type of stuff. And then what I'll probably try to do is something else and kind of mix some things in there, but I'm not entirely sure just yet. Thanks, Tony. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm feeling a lot better. I just was out of it, guys. I was fucking out of it. So much so that I was like, I'm not going to stream. I'm not going to even stream. Cynical take, pumps going forward are accumulation for citadels. Ooh, that's an interesting way to think about it right there. When I see a BlackRock Rick Ryder saying this is the best trading environment ever with his facial expressions being nervous, it makes me think bearish. Get to the chopper. I mean, here, right now, guys, what I've always used to kind of help me figure out if I want to be buying or selling in the long-term scheme of things has always been the 50 and 20-day moving averages. 50 and 20-week moving averages. When you see them have a death cross like over here or over here or over here, we haven't had one over here, I usually get very scared about what's going to happen next in the market. I usually get very, very scared of that one right here. Like 1, 2, 3. On golden crosses, though, usually you can see a little bit of a stronger move. Not always, right? It went up a little bit higher here. This one, of course, worked out. This one, of course, worked out. But if you guys want to know, like, let's say I'm on an Alaskan cruise or something like that, because I'm thinking of taking one. Let's say I'm on an Alaskan cruise, and I'm gone for like 7 days. But a few weeks before that, I start saying, hey, guys, you know, we're consolidating here. This is not a good move. We may see a death cross here, yada, yada, yada. What I'll probably do in that scenario, I wouldn't dump my Bitcoin for tax purposes, but I would pretty much dump everything else that's not in a long-term portfolio, if like that's meant to be held for years, right? I'd probably dump a lot of stuff. But when we're very close to having those death crosses is when Bitcoin makes really fantastic moves. So I'm still assuming Bitcoin needs to take a really massive move over the next few weeks. And now that we have the confirmation for the most part that we're going to have a rate cut, I think that is good news for us, right? Came really close over here. All of a sudden, boom, we taken off here. Really close over here. Boom, took off, right? And as this is pre, whatever you want to call it. And then there's COVID right there. I don't know what would have happened during COVID. It's such a weird little thing, right? But usually, that's the way I like to think about it. You know, but we're still on track. We're still on track to have a really big move here the next few weeks. I'm hoping it does have that big move, though, and that's primarily because, you know, August is typically not a great month for the market. But so far, it's a great month because there's all this money that's pent up waiting to buy. If we lost now, you can restart with little amounts. Hey, Scott, happy to see you. Oh, yeah. Well, oh, yeah. that's the other type of stuff I'm going to do. Make like, hey, how to invest in your 20s, how to invest in your 30s, how to budget, and I'm basically just going to be talking for the intro and the outro, and I'll be talking through the middle of it, of course. But in the middle, I'll basically be showing you guys not animations, but like videos with like animation, like numbers popping up saying, hey, if you make this much in this month, use this formula, use this calculation, or here's a prompt for ChatGPT to break down exactly what you should be doing. Something really easy for you guys. And then what I think I may do, and this is a little bit more difficult, so expect it to probably not happen. I do want to, I have like 5 whiteboards in my house because I bought them for YouTube over the years. And I just lost them. Like some are small, some are really large, like standing ones. I think I'm gonna use the standing one and get my camera out and just record myself going through some data and like explaining what my thoughts are here. Like as far as, hey, CPI data good this week, PPI good this week, technicals good this week, news was good this week, all that type of stuff. That shouldn't be as difficult as I'm making it sound. It's more of just me having the willpower to pick up my computer, move it somewhere where I know Loki can damage it, so it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different, but we'll see how that turns up, right? All right, so before we reset on the day here, which happens in about 20 minutes, I just want to stress how much altcoins are moving up today. So this is the 5-minute chart on Bitcoin. You can see it's okay. The 15-minute chart, we had a boost in the morning here around, this was last night, last night. Oh yeah, I was smoking with a couple buddies last night. Smoking some cigars, and I was talking about how this was making a big move. Then until I woke up this morning, I was like, what the heck happened? All that move closed off. Ethereum is boosting, basically altcoins. That's Solana, Dogecoin, Melania, Trump token, WIF, Bonk, right? Miro. This is a dark horse for me as far as something I like. You can see where people like juice this thing up. It may not look like a lot, but in this like couple hours, low to high was around like 93%. If somebody is loading up on it, I expect it to go higher down the road. Now, my average is right there. I am still down on this sucker. So take what I say with a grain of salt on this one, but I'm hoping it'll get better. I did a little bit of dollar cost averaging over the last few weeks, but I still expect it to be a little bit, because I bought up a good chunk of this stuff. And I think I only bought like another 50 to 100. I think it was like, yeah, $55, something like that in here. So I didn't really average down enough to make a difference. But I was like, you know what? I should average into this one a little bit here. I was hoping it would hold this level of support way back in the day, but it did not. We just kept on coming down, down, down. It was freaking horrible. Book of Memes, similar situation. Pepe, right? But again, Mira is my dark horse. I'm gonna see how that one works out. I really got to see how that one works out. Excuse me, Jesus. Sorry guys for the burping. I've been drinking a bunch of water all day. You can see that's like halfway gone, and this is my second bottle of the day. Oh God. Many large investment firms and companies report strong cash position reserves. Interpret that as you will. Yeah, even Warren Buffett, he can't find much value. What we're looking for is value. And where all the value is right now, all the value is in the Russell 2000. But the value is only there where you can go into a risk on environment if we have rate cuts. And that's why I showed you that chart here earlier. If you want to get a company that, let's say, a couple things here. Price over $10, that's fine. We don't need any dividend here, but fundamentals, we'd like to see positive growth this year. And that took it down from, just those 3 things took it down? Jesus. Wait a second. Yeah, that's 250 total, yeah. We can even go to any. How much is that? So we got about 2,000 stocks. If we go over $10, we don't have to go to tech, but it's just the general area, right? That brings it down to $13.98. And then we go over here to fundamental. We just want to see some growth. And if you guys could always choose whatever sectors you want to invest in, but positive EPS growth. EBITDA, no, don't want to worry about that. Free cash flow. let's leave free cash flow out of it because I feel like a lot of these companies are in debt, right? All right. And that leaves us with 663? 863. Let me see. 4 PE profitable. All right, that's good right here. All right. These are some companies that can really have a parabolic move. And you can see today, this is up 5%. This is up 9%. This is down 0.42, up 2.5, up 5, up 4.5, up 4, up 2, up 4, down 16%. Holy crap. Must have been earnings. Up 3, up 5%. So they're more volatile than the major tech stocks that we normally look at. So you can kind of think about them as altcoins, right? And hey, Charmander, happy to see my man entering the Russell 2000. This is where I think all the value is. Like, hey, I'm sorry, guys. God, yeah, this medication is still messing with my Acadian Asset Management Inc. All right. They don't even have a really dividend here, but let's go to the bottom. All right. A lot of options being exercised, but nobody really sold anything here, which is pretty good. There's a proposed one, but I guess it didn't go through or something. All right, then you go over here to Asset Management Inc. Let's go to the main website. So Acadian Asset Management Inc. is a New York stock exchange listed holding company of the Acadian Asset Management LLC with approximately $151 billion of assets under management as of June 30th, 2025. Acadian offers institutional investors across the globe access to a diversified array of systematic investment strategies designed to meet a range of risk and return objectives. Sorry about that. Founded in 1986. And they have global affiliates. They're in Boston. They have global affiliates in London, Singapore, and Sydney. All right. So all they do is manage money. They must be managing money pretty darn well. Was there a typo in there? No. Something glitched down my eye very fast. Was it? No. Okay, yeah, that's fine. All right. Go over here. Communication equipment, that's $1.5 billion of market valuation. They're very small. Advanced Auto Parts is in here. You know, there's a lot of companies you guys know. Oh, hold on. Let me make this U.S. companies only. That makes my life a little bit easier. All right. You just go down here, you know, ACV auctions, auto and truck dealerships. That's down 6%. Yeah, used vehicles are a freaking rip-off right now. Rip-off. And nobody wants to put debt into getting a used car, right? Idea Software, 1.62 billion. Again, I don't know much about these companies, but you can just do a little bit of research. Again, this is what you do in your pastime. You go, okay, I'm looking for something to hold for the long term. Let me go to the monthly chart. How's it been performing? Oh, look at that. It's kind of close to all-time highs over this year. It's been doing very fantastic, right? And so, let me just check out a little bit more. What do they do? You know, shaping the future of technology and entertainment. Is leading the R&D company that is a leading R&D company that accelerates the adoption of innovative technologies into the media, entertainment, and semiconductor industries. Our continuous development of foundational solutions enables and shapes the future of digital entertainment, electronics, and high-performance computing. Right? That's what we're looking for. Yeah, that could work out. All they have is a LinkedIn and a YouTube, though. Let's check out their YouTube. They have a video from 5 months ago. Pioneers of hybrid bonding technology, excuse me. So, you know, they got stuff going on. Don't know what the heck they're doing here, but you know what? Who cares? It's fine. You do a little bit more research. You go into the 10K report. You see what's good, what's not, and then you can, you know, make some money off of it if it kind of fits your fancy. But you could even say like, hey, what? I want these that have the 20 cross the SMA above. And let's say I want the 50 to be above the SMA 200 here. Okay, there we go. So now we're looking at 15 that are relatively bullish-ish types of plays. This Flagstar Financial looks okay. You see it's consolidating. It has an opportunity to break out, especially with the rate cuts. HEMS is falling off a cliff because they have some really bad earnings. Halibar Energy, I stay away from coal. America does not want coal. I tell you that now. We are trying to move away from that shit. LegalZoom.com. What? That one had a breakout, but it was earnings breakout, so that wasn't good. Optimize RX Corp, that's interesting. Regal Pharmaceuticals, I stay away from biotech usually. Oil and offshore, I stay away from that. Mining gold, oh yeah, that can be pretty good because gold's supposed to keep on going up. VSE Corp Aerospace and Defense, that one's up 7% today. This could be also very good. And next, special industry machinery, this could be very good with the tariffs as well. So there's a few kernels, but most of them you're not going to like. But there's going to be a few. And again, you could even go more in here and say, hey, I want to be specifically in the energy sector. Then you only get 2 to choose from, right? Maybe you don't care about the price, then it opens up. Oh, that doesn't even open up anything yet. But yeah, you can go through it and see what you like. For me, you know, I'm tech heavy. I'm so tech heavy right now. I have stop losses and everything. You know, a lot of my positions are up because I've been buying for the last couple of years. But I'm tech heavy. I'm extremely tech heavy on everything I buy because, you know, you back up a second. Look at the monthly charts, right? Bitcoin to me is all technology. Crypto's technology to me. But you go over here to weekly move. No. Oh, there it is. YouTube breakouts. There we go. Apple. We were just talking about this the other day about how we had an opportunity. This is a monthly chart, by the way, so this is a lot of data. We just talked the other day about, hey, having an opportunity for a breakout, but it's happening before I thought. In fact, I said it had an option. I didn't even say it was going to break. I said it had an option to do so. AMD doing solid here over the last few years. I know it doesn't seem like it, but like I think I bought like around here. You know, I'm up like 129% for a couple years. That's really freaking good. Avgo, Amazon still doing very, very well. Bank of America, okay, not great, but okay, you know, that's fine. ConocoPhillips, no movement. CVS down. Chevron down. Disney, Devon Energy, Google up. You know, like you can imagine me buying a lot of stuff over here at the 2022. Home Depot I got in my retirement account, but I don't have it like as formal like an investment type of thing. Intel, oh god. JP Morgan, this one is doing fine, but I think it's only Chase that really does well in this environment. So I'd probably say Chase is the best. Besides really just JP Morgan, I think I only really buy a lot of Visa and MasterCard nowadays. That's MasterCard still going higher. And then there's Visa, same type of thing. But you see how they're kind of falling off a little bit, you know? I'm thinking this month or next month I got to scale out of a lot of my Visa and MasterCard because I think that crypto is really going to threaten these guys. And they want to have massive margins every time the card is swiped. If there's other blockchain players that come into the field, so to speak, I don't know how they survive. They're basically going to have to go out and buy these companies, which are going to have massive valuations, and it'll help them, but I don't know if it'll save them, you know? Because again, if they buy it, they're going to try to they're going to try to charge you more for every transaction. And Tron, no matter how much money you give them, right? I mean, no matter how much money you're transferring, it's always $1. You know, you spend some money at the, with the credit card, it's not going to be just $1 fee. It's going to be quite a bit, you know, but large purchases, I should stress, large purchases. Target. Actually, Target's a really good buy right here. It's a really good buy. This thing should rebound pretty nicely and then come back up here. So if you wanted to buy at like 106, you could probably sell this a few months from now around like 123. That could actually be pretty good. But again, no good movement there. I've been kind of forced to go into tech because if you go into tech and let's say you have ChatGPT or Gemini and you give it a PDF of like here, let me just talk about it. You give it portions of a PDF, the financial sections of a company, right, of the 10K report, which is the earnings reports or part of it, or the annual report, whatever, 10K, 8K, whatever. It'll break down everything for you. You don't have to really do as much work these days as far as skimming the data and stuff. So like, what's a company that I own personally? Oh, let's go to sound because this is the only one that's actually making me money right now. Oh my god. Look at all the articles about this. Look at all the articles about it. You know what I mean? Like, that's great. I love when there's tons of fresh articles. It means that the people are searching for it and that people want those clicks and that money. Oh, there it is. How is the Yahoo above it? Say hi to Amelia 7.0. Discover the most powerful evolution to date of SoundHound's AI Amelia platform. That sounds pretty cool. Let's see. Investors. You can do the transcript as well. Maybe do earnings releases. I went for a smaller company because they only have small reports, whereas, you know, the larger companies have massive freaking reports. All right. Oh, it didn't even run the research yet. That's okay. Let's go here. Upload files. Actually, let's do a fresh one. Let's do a fresh one. Can you break down this report for me in detail, but give me a summary that a high schooler would understand. All right, understand. There we go. Financial. There you go. And boom. And zoom, 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 zoom. There you go. All right. So based on the financial report, SoundHound AI had a record-breaking second quarter in 2025. The company saw significant revenue growth, an increase in customers across various business sectors, and raised its financial outlook for the rest of the year. Right? Revenue for the second quarter of 2025 was a record-breaking 42.7 million. That's not a lot, which is why I'm holding in, right? Which is a massive 217% increase compared to the same period in 2024. That's good. The company CEO, Kevin Mohair, I can't pronounce his name, attributes this growth to successful strategic moves and acquisitions made in 2024. All right. They have a net loss of 74.7 million and a non-GAAP net loss of 11.9 million. GAAP net loss is higher because it includes significant loss from the calculated fair value contingent acquisition liabilities. We're not going to get too far into this, but yeah, right? This was a breakthrough quarter with new customers like Red Lobster, Peter Piper Pizza, and Applebee's. IHOP, the company, also renewed its contract with Mod Pizza and expanded its services with extending clients like Chipotle and Firehouse Subs. Right? Now, I can go in there and ask it more stuff if I wanted to. I can put in the 10K reports of the financial report, whatever. But the fact that you can do that saves you so much time. So much time. So much time. So much time. What is too high of a market cap when you're looking for these companies? Oh, crypto, I'd probably say $1 billion. Stocks, I'd probably say about $10 billion, $5 billion, somewhere in there. Yeah, it doesn't have to be too high. You could always, like, these are the higher risk segments of both, like, crypto and stock market. This is the high risk area, but can give you really good rewards, right? Money Machine can go burr, yes sirree. And hey, Nora, happy to see you in here. And hey, Haram, happy to see you as well. Same with you, Mo. Juicy PDF. Bitman. It's like MicroStrategy, but Ethereum version. Oh, yeah. So, okay. My personal opinion on this is I trust Tom Lee. And he's going heavy into Ethereum, so I think it'd be okay to buy it. Honestly, I don't think I want to buy it anytime soon. I think just like MicroStrategy, it's a cycle play where when you see assets hitting crazy lows and Bitcoin's capitulating, we have exchanges falling, really bad times for crypto. That's usually when I prefer to buy this type of stuff. So like when the stock market eventually starts to crumble here, the crypto market starts to crumble, you're going to see a lot of these big companies on the stock side fall like rocks. So Coinbase, fall like a rock. Robinhood, fall like a rock, right? And Bitcoin ETFs fall like a rock. MicroStrategy will fall like a freaking asteroid going through the ground. Like it'll be terrible for MicroStrategy. Let me see if I can pull it up here for you. This is a monthly chart. Look what happened back in 2022. Bitcoin didn't go back to 2020 lows, right? Right? We didn't go back here, but MicroStrategy sure fucking did. Right? So although we've gone a lot higher, right? Like, MicroStrategy this year or this cycle has gone up about from peak 4,000%. Bitcoin hasn't gone up 4,000%. Bitcoin's gone up, the high point right here, about 700%. Big difference right there. So when it comes to the Ethereum one, I want to buy when it's all like this. Sure, it'll bounce around and stuff for a few months, but you know what? Once you just get this and hold on, you're good. You could even buy some long-term options if you really wanted to. Probably 2 years in advance, maybe 3. By that point, you're ranking in the dough. I don't know what the price of it is, though. I've done some research on it, but I haven't actually looked at the charts of it. Let me see. I think Ethereum's hitting some resistance right now. It's probably going to have to cool off tomorrow, unless we get some other big news that can make it go out even higher, though. Let's see. Bitmine. So this is Bitmine right now. A lot of splits, normally stuff I don't like, but if it's getting into crypto, sure, we'll give it a shot. Now, if you want to, get started for a longer term type of play, you can definitely do so. But I mean, this price is already sitting at $64, really? Take a BMNR, yeah, that's it. Damn. Oh yeah, I see. It just had a split. It just had a 1-to-20 split back in May. That's why it seems all funky. Acting like it was really at 0.002 cents. This is a freaking stock, not a cryptocurrency. All right. Pumped up a little bit. Had a good little ride. Hold on a second here. Let me do this. Gemini. How about this? How there you go. What is Tom Lee's plan? Because I think he's just like a board member, right? A chairman, yeah. Tom Lee, as chairman of the Bitmine Immersive Technologies, has an ambitious plan to make Ethereum the company's primary treasury asset. The company's strategy, which has been compared to MicroStrategy's Bitcoin strategy, involves aggressively accumulating Ethereum. Like, it's so late to be doing this type of crazy shit, right? But Bitmine's plan is to acquire, this is why I said you want to do it down the road, right? Primarily. Bitmine's plan is to acquire a significant portion of total Ethereum supply, which is stated goal of reaching 5%. The company has been actively acquiring Ethereum, and its holdings have grown rapidly, making it one of the largest corporate holders of the cryptocurrency. They raised $250 million through a private placement to fund its initial Ethereum buying spree. And then Lee believes that Ethereum is currently undervalued and could reach a price of $15,000 by the end of 2025. Yeah, that's not going to happen, but that's awesome that he thinks it, right? I can sell my bag, not my bag. I can sell to him, right? yeah. And you got an interview with him talking about it right there. You know, it's $62 fucking dollars. That's so expensive. That's so expensive. Now it's not like so expensive you don't want to buy it, because if you go over here to that chart, right? The market cap is just 7 billion, so it's not terrible, but because of where they're buying this, and maybe this is just something confusing to me, whenever the market crashes, I could see this coming back down to like $6, $5. All right. So that's typically where I'd want to buy it. Now I'll see what happens during, this thing, because we're not done with the bull market by a mile. So you could still buy right now and play a sector move with it. But I'm just so skeptical. I'm so skeptical that when Bitcoin, goes into a bear market or the crypto winter, this thing is gonna freaking shit the bed like crazy. But until then, it's probably a good hold here just until that moment. But I'd rather do the longer term plays like MicroStrategy. You buy the crash, you load up, and then you kind of just hold and wait. And then if you want to, you can add some options. But I don't know if there's any options on this one. There probably is. Optionable? God, I don't like this extra tab they have nowadays. I can't find what I need to. Short float, short. So yes, there you go. Option short, yes, Jesus. Yeah, so it does have options for it. I wonder what the options look like though. That'd be crazy, that options flow. Until then, we got Bitcoin doing some good stuff, all right? that'll keep people interested, and that'll keep Ethereum blowing up and all that good stuff. On Bit, see that backstem? I mean, again, for me, as far as I'm concerned about that stock, it's a good long-term hold if you buy it at the right time. And I think it's an okay time. The best time is going to be when Bitcoin is falling off a cliff, and then you can tell that company is going to be solvent. It's going to have money. It's not going to go bankrupt, because, again, buying Ethereum at like $4,600, oh my God, damn. I mean, like, that's so expensive. Maybe, I mean, they've been buying for a minute, so maybe they have some, but it's not going to be like sub $3,000 Ethereum. That's where the good stuff is at. That's the good stuff right there. I don't think 20 billion can get a 5%. No, I don't think so either. People have to want to sell him their Ethereum as well, which Ethereum has a lot of diehards. Where's Mo? Oh no, Villa had a question. There you go. Yeah, Ethereum hitting resistance. Talked about that. Hottie. Hui? Is Hui a crypto or a stock? Title Trust to Yield Max Hood Option Income Strategy ETF. $30-day SEC yield. Why does it say 0? Okay. The fund does not directly invest in Hood. Interesting. Single issue of risk. Issue specific attributes may cause investment in the fund to be more volatile than traditional pooled investment. Okay. The fund strategy will cap its potential gains if Hood shares increase in value. The fund strategy should reject all potential losses. Okay. There we go. All right, this is what I was looking for. The Yield Max Hood Option Income Strategy ETF HUI is an actively managed fund that seeks to generate monthly income by selling and writing call options on HOOD. Hui pursues a strategy that aims to harvest compelling yields while retaining capped participation in the market price gains of HOOD. See current income. Ugh. I think it's okay. I don't know if it's really. Let's go to the daily chart. Bottom of. Well, let's go from wick to there. It's up 17%. What is HOOD at? Not who, hood. Where the hood at? There we go. 22. Yeah, it's not even outperforming the baseline asset, so I'd be a little bit more skeptical unless you can get some really good dividends out of it and you want to hold. I don't know if Robinhood has many dividends. Yeah, it says dividend X date is going to be July 24th. Okay. So those dividends are already there. Sponsor elevated shares, industry sector. Bonds, cash, other cash, and cash equivalents. Okay. It's okay. I probably wouldn't buy it myself unless there's some good dividends, and I just can't see the dividend information because it's on Finviz, I guess. Maybe it's hidden away or something like that. Well, we'll see. But yeah, it's not moving as fast as Robinhood. You know, I might, if you want to buy both, I'd try to buy both and just see which one performs after 30 days, and then you can kind of double down into that one by taking whatever money you know from one and put it into the other. Will Ethereum be the decider for altcoin season? No, but I think it's a large part of it, right? Right now, I'm just paying attention to altcoin season as far as like interest rates. When interest rates start coming down, that's when everybody gets really excited. But these interest rates aren't going to be like cut. We're probably going to have a cut in September, a cut in October, I'm pretty sure. And then we may pause until like February, March of 2026, which means, again, altcoins have a big pump. But after that, I don't know, honestly. And again, you go back to the end of 2024 when we had a 50 basis point rate cut, not a 25, a 50 basis point rate cut. And you go to any monthly chart that was freaking out there, right? October rate cut, November plus the Trump effect, whatever. Boom. Ethereum went boom, but didn't go this type of boom, right? But still, November had a really strong month. Solana, strong month, not great, but it pretty much almost hit all-time highs that month. I think it hit them over here in what, January? Dogecoin, boom, right? So I can't expect a big boom, but like, again, all of this happened in a month. The next month we weren't even close, you know? So I'm still of the mindset that until things change, I feel happy to scale out of some of these plays that are making me some money. Dogecoin, I'm not even scaling out till it hits like 50 cents. Well, 60 cents. But I'm going to be scaling out heavy. I'm going to be scaling out heavy of a lot of stuff. If it turns out to be an altcoin season, who cares? We'll be making so much money, I'll still be happy. I'll just let it sit for a little bit longer. But, at this point in my trading cycle here, I already know there's like a good chunk of tokens I bought that are never going to be profitable. They may not be the majority of my tokens, but I dropped some money into them and they just haven't ended up well, right? But despite all that, I've made a good amount of profit off of all this because I invested heavily in Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana, and XRP and stuff like that, the larger caps. But for this time, these next few months, I'm really honing down into those lower market caps, and I'm hoping we can have some really good moves like we did back last November. And I just know that I'm not going to be holding as long, because every time I tell you guys about stuff like this, like, no, some people scale out, most people don't, and then all of a sudden it's like, when that hits, it's fucking rough. And it's a lot easier to absorb this mentally if you bought down here, right? sold half up here, and are forced to sell the rest of it over here because your average profit, because you sold the most of it up here, is still like right there is your average profit. Whereas if you only sell everything over here, sure, you made a profit. Sure, that profit was, let's just say up here, 80%. Great, great. It could have been 300%, but let me stress this another way. Let's say you bought around here, right? At the support level. You waited 8 months to 8 months got you around 80%. When in reality, it could have been 5 months made you 300%, right? So there's a difference of opinion there, I think, for me and a lot of other people out there. Miro, like I said, this is a bag I have right now. It was very close to not being a bag. People keep on loading up on this, and I don't know why. But I'm really hopeful this thing gets me a profit. I really am hopeful this thing gets me a profit. Dividend at 690, 93.75%. You have 124, so $855 monthly. So in that case, whenever Bitcoin has its death cross, I'd probably scale out of a good chunk of that. And then I would keep a close eye on it to see how the dividends are paying out every month. And then I'd probably reinvest it real low because I doubt the dividends are going to be that great, if we're in a crypto winter there. But yeah, if the dividends are that great, I'd probably say go ahead and just keep on reinvesting. So reinvest. I don't think you got to put any more money into that sucker that's not already been invested into it. If it's paying out $900 a month, that's perfectly fine, right? And then, a little bit of money there, but that's great. And I guess, speaking of Dogecoin, whatever happened to Doge to $1, is it ever going to happen? I think it will. My big thing was, I think you guys should scale out as it approaches $1. Remember, I sold half of my Dogecoin. I feel like a broken record, but I've been saying this for years. I sold half of my Dogecoin at 50 cents. I sold 10% of the total Dogecoin I bought at 60 cents, and I sold another 10% at 70. And my goal was to kind of sell it up to $1, right? Obviously, that did not happen. It's a side hustle. Remember SNL? And why is my lady's chart like that? What ended up happening was, I'm still holding on to a large chunk of that Dogecoin now, but I scaled out so much and I was able to buy a bunch of stuff, have fun with a bunch of stuff, go on some vacations, basically blow my money after I invested it, most of it. But I blew a lot of money when I got the profit. Because again, it was COVID still, so I was just like, let's have some fun with Amazon.com. And that I did. And I kind of went out to drink a lot, bought rounds for everybody, that type of stuff. Although, back when I was younger, back in, I guess 5 years ago when I was 25, I did not have many friends at all. Because I had one friend group, but they all got into a big fight when they were all on a vacation without me. So they all kind of broke up and split up. And I was like, shit, if I was there, this would have never happened, right? But yeah, now I have friends, but all cigar guys and things like that, chill, talk, right? Which reminds me, if any of you guys are ever in Seattle and you guys want to smoke with me, let me know. I will actually come up to say hi to you. I like to smoke at this place called The Shop up in Seattle, and I can definitely, we can smoke outside or whatever, but we can smoke and have a good time. If you guys want to. That's the easiest way for me to meet people, is just to grab a cigar and smoke and talk. I did it with a few of you guys in Vegas back in May. Just grabbed some cigars and smoked. Some of you guys didn't smoke, that's fine. Grab some drinks, but we're at a cigar lounge, so outdoors though, so it wasn't like smoky and whatnot. But that type of stuff I really do enjoy it. But hey Gus, I think it will happen. Let me say it this way. If it doesn't happen, I imagine myself having 0 Dogecoin once we start heading into a bearish market. I will have none. Okay. Now I've held Dogecoin for a long time, since 2019 or something like that, for a very long time. Dogecoin falls like everything else, and it can be very painful. This cycle, I'm not going to be holding nearly as many altcoins. I'm going to be so heavy in cash for like a good few months when everything's crashing and burning. And then I'll start to dollar cost average and bit by bit by bit. But remember, that money that you dollar cost average in there, that's locked in for like 4 or 5 years, right? When I bought the last big tranches of crypto back in 2022, it's 2 years later, right? 3 years later. It should be 4 by the time I get all this stuff out here, right? So it's going to take a minute for me to sell off all that stuff, but it's also going to take me a minute to put all that stuff back in there. Because after I make the profit, what do I do with the money, you know? I'll put some in the Thailand fund, you know? Put some away for my sister's education. Maybe she wants to go get a master's degree or something like that. Maybe I want to buy a few nice cigars. And my cigars, I buy a nice, like a... When I went to Portland for the a cigar event, I had a couple of these Davidoff Royals. I don't know if you guys can see that, but they're really delicious. They're tasty little things. The problem is they're just freaking expensive. Oh yeah, be kidding me. Davidoff. So if you want, so a box of 10 for the Salomona style that I bought, that's $1,500 per box, right? Or per each stick, it's $150. Right? That's crazy. But I'm the crazy guy that bought it. I prefer these ones, the late hour. These ones are really good, but they're also kind of expensive. But they're so delicious. I save money by getting a smaller version of it. That's like $30, $34. But yeah, I'm a huge cigar smoker, so that's probably gonna be the best way for me to meet and hang out with you guys. Let's go back to Bitcoin's 15-minute chart. There we go. And hey, Wilder, happy to see you. I've got a call option on it, and I'm down $250. Hope it goes back up by mid-September. And you're talking about IoT. Oh, shit. Ow. Sorry. Fresh ash just hit my knuckle and it burns. All right. Well, at least you got some support coming up. Let me back up a little bit here. As far as these mega trends, hopefully there's a mega trend that can help you out here, like a really long and established piece of data. Nope. I guess I can put this down a little bit. Bounced off of that, got rejected, came back down. All right. Well, that didn't do so hot. So let's go to the next obvious tranche. The earnings have been actually pretty decent. I'm surprised it's coming down. I wonder if it's forecasted. Surprise upside. Ah, there was a dip in net income right there. Yeah, they went from negative 11 million to negative 22 million. And if you have debt, that's expensive. They have no dividends. They had a death cross a minute ago over here. How's the momentum look? So it's been bearish since June 16th. We don't really have many signs of a flip at this point. You got a few weeks. Hopefully, if earnings come out, what time is it? September? That can be a big jump for you right there, September 4th. That should fit. That's your opportunity right there. This earnings came down. This earnings came down as well. Earnings drop. The daily charts are still bearish here as well. Stochastic is it basing out. It's going to be hard for this to come back up. You're really going to have to rely on earnings. Momentum is not on your side at this moment in time. Until then, though, let's try reverse Fibonacci. Let's see. All right. It might be able to find, it's at 32.69 right now, might be able to find some support around 31.71. If it's able to hold this for about a week or two, then you could see a pretty strong bounce back up, but it might only come back up to like 37 before ultimately falling down even more. Again, unless there's some type of good news that happens. In the middle of all that, you're going to have earnings, and that earnings will destroy your option, or it's a make or break moment for your options, basically. Last few months it has not been good. We'll got the performance over here above my head. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Yeah, performance has not been good year to date or over the year. But what do they do? Not fun. Finviz. True, like a little bit more in, and I've been buying in others like ETFs. Like, yeah, okay, that'll work out. Yeah, some of those hidden gems ones are usually pretty good. That's one I actually know about, though. Excuse me. Drink some more water here. Yeah, there was a moment where this thing had actually had a really good opportunity to break out and go a lot higher. So the market cap is 18 billion. Their income is down 120 million. Short float of 8%. So there's some shorts attacking this right now. Operate smarter. Lower costs and improve safety across your business with open, secure platform to scale. Interesting. The idea is actually good if they can execute it. So yeah, but the options, there's a time limit, right? So that makes it more difficult. I say right now it's difficult. You're going to need earnings to come in and save you, but you should have a little bit of relief coming up here with the bounce off support and then earnings report. That's basically what it's going to take for you to have some good returns on that investment. Now I sent you down what you say, like $250. Yeah, $250. Yeah. I've only done spot trading. Would you recommend getting into leverage trading? So AT. No. So, I think leverage trading is okay if you're practicing to become a good trader, but you're always supposed to use small amounts of funds. The moment you start to use leverage trading, your brain rewires itself and your anxiety starts to spike, at least mine, all right? But spot trading is good. I'd open up a second account. I got links down below that even give you free money to trade with. What you have to do, though, is practice, right? So if you want to do like a 5x leverage Bitcoin position, make it a swing trade instead of a day trade. Do something like longer term, right? Or, if you go to an exchange and you want to practice to see how you would feel about leverage, right? Go over to, this is one of my accounts right here. Hold on. Oh, God. It's going to do like what do you call it? Am I human? I am not a robot. Oh, God damn. Okay, hold on. Where's my phone at? Okay, well, it's not going to let me log in. I'm not going to get my email code. I just refuse to do so. Okay, you're going to see. Okay, there we go. You're going to see this thing under futures called demo trading. And this is trading with fake money. So if you ever want to practice holding some longs, playing some longs and stuff like that, or try a new strategy, you do it with fake money. I wish... No, I'm not even going to try to go through this all right now, but you can practice with fake money and see how you feel about it, right? And they'll give you a good chunk of cash to play around with, because again, it's fake money, right? But for most people, I think you don't need to. If you are pretty confident in your ability and you want to take it to the next level, by all means, go for it. I just don't know your education level or your level of success with trading cryptocurrencies. Like me, I'll trade, like if I trade like an account like $50,000, I'm putting into the market. That may have a 5x leverage on it, nothing more. 5x leverage. However, if I'm buying a crypto with maybe $100, I may do a 50x leverage play if it's something that's happening really fast. I'm gonna get in and out, and I know I'm not gonna be like down too much if with my stop loss. I'll do that, but it really depends on the really depends on what you're trading, how good you are at trading, all that type of stuff. So I would say most people know if you feel like you're good enough at it, go for it, give it a shot. But again, you can test that pretty darn easily, right? Hold on. Get fat out of your liver. That sounds pretty good. I've been fasting, so I've been doing a little bit better. Post. Some of you guys have seen this before. Let me just scroll down. Oh, I was smoking a cigar right there too. 6 months ago. 6 months. There we go. There we go. 50x leverage. 1,700% return. I think I held this for like 3 days or something like that. This was Trump's token. I think it finished off. Entry price $28. Mark price $37. Oh, sorry. It was actually a little bit more than that. Yeah, I sold at $64 and this is at 61, so maybe like around 5,900% or something like that. That's something you can get from 50x leverage. But you could lose a lot of money, right? So I typically say just, yes, you can go into it if you know what you're doing. Please be very careful and do not overinvest. Overinvesting will hurt you so bad. And then if you if you have a trading journal, keep track of all your trades and all that type of good stuff. There are tons of trading journals online. Like now I do all my stuff by hand, but this one right here, Tradezilla. I don't know if this has crypto in it, but maybe. $24 a month, $30 a month, right? One account. Let's see. There you go. It gives you an advanced analytics dashboard, and that basically tells you how you're doing. Sometimes we think we're doing really good at trading until we look at our account like, damn, did I really lose $1,000 this month? I remember I just made $500 yesterday. You were down $1,500 before yesterday, right? So there's stuff like that as well. But I'd probably just type in trading journal crypto. Yeah, they have it. The best crypto trading journal. Yeah. So they got it. Watch the video.
What is Trade?
Look at that. That's pretty darn good. 4K very fast. See? Profit, trade win 71%, day win is 91.6%, right? The average money you make on a winning trade is 4.1 thousand. The average you're losing is $945, right? So this is pretty good, insightful information, right? Now I don't know how you import your trades, so that's the weird thing. So that's like the technical thing, but it looks like he shows you how to do it. So again, should be fine. But really keep track of your trades if you're gonna go down that road. Got to practice. I notice all the major YouTubers use 20x leverage. Man, I don't even use 20x leverage sometimes, most of the time. And again, fun fact. There you go. They usually just show you their wins, not their losses. And hey, Riz, man, happy to see you, and thanks for being a member as always. I don't smoke cigars, but would listen to Cigar Dave show on the radio on my way to the casinos in Oregon. Ooh, that sounds fun. Made me want to smoke, but don't think it pairs with vodka. Hey, don't knock it till you try it. Hey, don't knock it. Now, cigar smoking is a bad habit. Don't do it. But if you choose to do it, do I keep on deleting Gemini for some stupid reason? What's a good vodka to pair with a cigar? Oh, actually, medium bodied cigar. That's important. Premium grain vodkas, potato vodkas, vodka cocktails like a Moscow Mule or dirty martini. Brands. Oh, jeez, I'm getting hiccups. Oh, God, this is going to be bad. Grey Goose, Kettle One, Belvedere, Tito's Handmade. Oh, shit. Yeah. Yep. You know what? I have Tito's and vodka Red Bull. I do that every now and again. Oh, God, guys. All right. All right, this is gonna be it. But yeah, I'd say smoke with somebody you know that probably smokes, or go into a cigar lounge at an off time when the guy can or the tobacconist can kind of walk you through it. A tobacconist always loves to explain how to smoke a cigar because they really enjoy new people learning the craft, right? Good God. But don't knock it till you try it. It's good. Did we enter a bull market or was it just me? It's good. I think bull market is correct, but not altcoin season bull market. And hey, Charmander, happy to see my man. Wait, weren't you just here a while ago? Yeah, you said Charmander here. Okay. All right. I'm going to end the stream right now, everybody. Happy to see you guys in. I'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. I am having the hiccups right now, so that's going to force me to stop at this point. The problem is I'm talking. There it is. All right. Smirnoff Red Bottle Vodka is good with a fresh Romeo and Juliet. Ooh, that sounds really good too. It's the talking. I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for putting up with me being gone for a week. I really appreciate you guys. And I'll be live tomorrow at 4 p.m. And in a few minutes I'll post the next stream so you guys can just you guys can remember it or do a reminder for it or something like that, okay? Grandma would give a spoonful of sugar for the hiccups. I can't have sugar because I'm fasting. It sucks. God, all right.